Thank you once again. In fact, this has been a very fruitful meeting. And particularly, I have said, and I'm going to say again, Alhaji Maikudi, you are an asset. Irrespective of whether I like you or not, I have identified you as an asset. And you need to encourage dialogue. You need to have thick skin, because what you are about, you're going to have a lot of knocks. My brother, you need to have a thick skin and take a lot of knocks, because you have a lot of work in your hand. Dr. Hayab, you have a lot of information, you have a lot of drive, and you have a big role to play. Please, I will suggest that you seek people of like-minded so that we can start dialogues. We need to establish conversations to be had. What seems to be happening here is finger pointing, and we are chucking everything into one basket. Let's pick one conversation and bring the various narratives together on the table and sort it out one at a time. Sanusi, you have to help encourage dialogue. There are a lot of people in Southern Kaduna who blatantly refuse to talk to one another, including the administration. And I can see you playing a very important role there, my brother. This is the only way we can achieve anything. If I tell you you're a liar and you tell me I'm a liar, we can't get anywhere. But if we sit down, tell me your side of the story, I tell you my side of the story, we might find a few common grounds to build foundation on and start moving forward. Right. We have been in this situation too long. We've been in this painful journey too long. You are telling stories of how you used to sit in Kafanchan in the class in the 60s and 70s. That is so beautiful, and we can have that all back again.
Thank you.
But we must start to talk with each other. So please, I'm begging you in this very sitting. I have been praying for a day that I will meet you and talk with you, and God has brought that day. And I'm asking you to please let us have dialogue. Let us have specific conversations with all the various narratives put together in the common interest of love and respect. We love Southern Kaduna, that's why we're fighting for it. And let us respect each other and listen to each other's narrative and find common grounds. Please, a lot of people have said the same thing I'm saying, but I'm echoing it. Phillip and Sanusi, please, from here, when you walk out of this forum, get to work. Find people of like-minded ideology. Let us find a specific conversation with all the various narratives, put them together and look for common ground. We can do that. Unless we that are from Southern Kaduna decide that we want to live together, no amount of international community effort, government effort, or whatever can give us peace. We have to decide that we want peace. And the way we want peace is stop refusing to talk to one another.
All right.
There shouldn't be anybody in Kaduna, the whole of Kaduna State, and particularly Southern Kaduna, who say this person doesn't talk to that person, or that person doesn't talk to that person. We have to talk. That's the only way we can get peace. Thank you.
We thank you, sir. Now, Ibrahim Bature, have you been able to unmute yourself? Go ahead, please. Please, quickly, 1 minute, please.
Okay, my only take is that, I want to correct an impression. You asked a question, whether there is an external factor that's causing all this crisis. Most of my problem with the commentators from Southern Kaduna Crisis is that they take it personal. Let me just give an example of my state, Kaduna State. Every now and then people are killed. Hatman, these bandits are entering our villages, disturb the peace of our people. In my local government, during Salah celebration on the Salah Day, they went and killed over 78 people in Busima, in another village called Makira. But we didn't shift blame on anybody. We just took it as a problem, and we are thinking of how to address this, the problem. But my problem is that if something happened in Southern Kaduna, somebody will give it color. These might be the same people killing people in Katsina, maybe the same people killing people in Southern Kaduna, and we don't know their motive, all of us. I think nobody knows their motive. Up to now, we are doing researches, we are thinking ways forward, we are always thinking, we don't even want to, why are they agitating, why are they killing people? So these people might be the same people that we don't know why they are killing people in Katsina, why they are killing people in Zamfara, in Sokoto, are the same people that moved to Southern Kaduna and kill people. then why are we giving that color that is a Fulani, is a Muslim that are killing us? Please, let's just learn that.
All right.
Killing people by these guys killing people indiscriminately. We don't know where they came from. We don't know their motives. And I'm sure they are the same people that are killing people in Southern Kaduna, not necessarily the indigenous or the settlers of Southern Kaduna doing that. So please, I want to the indigenous, they call themselves the indigenous, to understand that this problem of killing, cattle stealing is all over. It's not only specific to Southern Kaduna. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Isam Wazi, please go ahead.
Good evening. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my little contribution here is, please, if we can take an example from our side. There's I'm from Zongo Kataf. I'm from Zongo Oban. So like what Agwan Atiab did, he took a step of resolving all these problems. If the other communities in the Southern Kaduna can take that advantage, that can solve the problem, because we are the one knows the problem. Anyone doesn't know the problem, doesn't know what is happening. If you are away, you don't know what is happening. But we that we are here, where we are there, we know the cause, we know the root of the problem. How are we going to solve it? It's what Agwanatia Master Dominic Gambo, I would say well done to him, because he take a step to resolve all these issues, and God will help him to solve all these issues. Thank you. That's a little thing that I want to say. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Usman Dambala, you're not able to, or have I called you before? No?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm able to unmute myself now. I first of all, want to say thank you to all the participants. I want to say one thing here. So I want to say something about Mr. Sanusi Maikudi. Mr. Sanusi Maikudi, since his early days in Kafanchan town, has grew up to be an entrepreneur and somebody who embraced peace and calling on youth to also embrace peace and be industrious. So people who doesn't know Maikudi will want to assessing him based on his recent presentation, his mode of his disposition, because he is among those that is worstly or badly affected. But thank God, one of the last speakers here just said, in him, we have hope and confidence in him in Southern Kaduna. People of this generation of 21st century, we are being killed because of the sins of our great fathers. This is very wrong. This is uncalled for. If we are saying history is there, is important, is necessary, but humanity must also exist within this period of time. Okay. We are ready to broker peace as long as we are being understand and also allowed to be citizens of Southern Kaduna. Somebody in his presentation says there are 66. The Southern Kaduna are also planning a minorities and other than Southern Kaduna. So we are calling on other indigenous that we are brothers and sisters. If we are brothers and sisters, we must, as first, live and also coexist. Okay. We must be allowed to live and also coexist. Everybody has a right to live for a livelihood in Southern Kaduna. What we are saying is the hatred, the intimidation, the perception, and whatever will not work for us. We have tried, all of us have tried. We have gone to battlefield, if it is what people see. We have gone to battlefield. It has not solved our problem. But peace is the ultimate and the only thing to go for.
We thank you very much. We thank you very much. Solomon, please. Solomon, Father, can you please make a comment?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I would like to thank all the participants. But what I have to say is that this is a Southern Kaduna problem and the solution lies with us. Just like Mr. Paul have emphasized, we need to continue to dialogue with one another. And above all, You see, when we have a problem, we should first of all try and resolve it in-house before inviting others from somewhere, except where we cannot help ourselves. That's when we need to start inviting people. Because from what I can see here, some of the participants here are not even members of the Southern Kaduna Forum, so I don't understand. But however, we want to see taking for everybody.
Okay, I think the network is not your friend at all. Manasseh Silas, please, quickly, half a minute.
Hello. Yes. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Manasseh Silas, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and to the guest speakers. Thank you very much for your presentations and the contributors. I would like to say that beyond every effort we are putting in to ensure that we have peace, we should, as a matter of fact, be seen to protect the sanctity of life. That if Mr. A is being attacked, assuming it's from an external body, we should come out together and in solidarity and at least protest side by side. That way, we won't have this issue of reprisal or whatever. Because for peace, we need to have trust on each other. So we should try as much as possible. I'm putting this forward to the two speakers, that's the two doctors, they should try as much as possible to build trust on their followers. And also, I would like to plead with the state government to see everybody as their own. Let's try and carry everybody along, irrespective of they like you or they don't like you. Thank you very much. That was my contribution, sir.
All right, thank you. Abubakar, want to please quickly? I think I've asked you to unmute yourself. Abubakar, are you able to? Yes, go ahead.
Hello, once again, good evening, everyone.
Okay, I think you've spoken before.
Yeah.
Okay, just quickly.
I'm here already. Okay, let me just say something.
Yes.
Yeah. Please, the putting blame on Fulani and other places. If you just take what Dr. Maikudi says right from the beginning, even we, the indigenous people, we are tribes of Southern Kaduna, and we are proud to be that tribe of Southern Kaduna. Some people, some our brothers, they are showing as if we are not their brothers. Because why? Because we are Muslim. Okay. Why? Because we do go to mosque. So what I'm trying to say here is that if I could remember that 2001, during the Kaduna Crisis, that is the first and that should be the last crisis we ever had in Sanga. Our brothers, the same tribe, we came the same tribe, they pursue us, we live on.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, just quickly, please, round up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, round up, please.
Yeah, we leave Gwantu down to Kefi in Nasarawa state. So later on, that is the reason during Makarfi time, Makarfi dethroned my own grandfather. That is the chief of Sanga, that is chief of Gwantu then. So why? Because we are Muslim. So they are showing as if we are not their brothers.
Okay.
So let's find solution. We pray. Sanga, we are peace-loving people in Southern Kaduna. I can testify that I can say that anywhere. So that should be the first and the last ever crisis of a religion and other things. We are living with Fulanis. Like in my own town, Fulanis, they were there. During La Salah, Fulanis, they play.
Okay.
They do their own usual Salah celebration.
All right, thank you.
So
yeah.
I want us, let's find solution, please. Let's find solution, please.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right,
thank you
Rita,
very much.
Please. Rita Alamagani, please.
Okay.
Quickly.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much for giving me the platform. I just want to say thank you for presenting this program. What I want to ask Mr. Maikudi, I've seen him on TV, and he made a statement the other day on TV, which I really felt that he has spoken as an elder. He said, we should come to the table and ask for forgiveness. Each side has wronged the other. And he specifically said, we might have called them demeaning names. We might have looked down on their own traditions, which is contrary to our own traditions. You know, these type of things are embedded in the hearts of people, and people find it difficult to tolerate. I really appreciated that, and I was really happy. What I want to find out from him today is it possible, since he is part of the government, is it possible for us to have an all-inclusive government in Kaduna State? Because it appears to me that some parts are completely neglected in every area of development. Is it possible for us to have an inclusive government in the southern part? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Alhaji Maikudi, please bear that question in mind. Let me allow other people to quickly round up and then use it to make a concluding comments. Nura Zango, please.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, sir.
Go ahead.
I would like to, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to commend the guest in person of Mr. Maikudi and Mr. Hayab for their effort in bringing out the real picture of what has been happening in Southern Kaduna. So to be honest, I'm from Zango and Katab local government. What pained me the most is that in spite of the fact that my town, Zango, has been existing for over 500 years now, some people in their efforts to ridicule us are calling us settlers. But I have been asking this question for a couple of weeks, or should I say months now, that what was the name given to Zango prior to the arrival of the settlers? What was the name that Kata people given to Zango? You know, you cannot be able to say in a broad daylight and come out and say that one is a settler while he has worked so hard to develop a virgin land that he has found it. Secondly, on the issue of land grabbing that Mr. Hayab was saying, I find it actually ridiculous. This is because, let me refer to the case of Zango and Kataf. At the aftermath of Zango and Kataf 1992 crisis, the whole of the town has been deserted. This is because all the houses were destroyed, were burnt down by the Kataf. I'm not here to, apportion any blame, but I want to be sincere. So many commission of inquiries were set up. They had given reports, but part of the recommendations were not implemented. So in 1995, during the then the government of Colonel Lawal Jafari Isa, he set up a reconciliation committee headed by AVM Muazu. That reconciliation was done in Government Day Secondary School Zango. So part of so many pledges and demands were made by both the Hausa Fulani and the Atia people. Part of the pledge made by the Atia people then was, we know that we have confiscated your land and we are ready to give you back, to return your land back to you, if and only if Atia chiefdom is created. That was the demand they made. I have the video with me right now, even though I was young then, but I have the video with me. So immediately they made that demand, everyone was happy, they left there happily. So the Atia chiefdom was created. And up to now, as I'm talking to you, our land, our farmland that we inherited from our great-great-grandfathers have not been returned back to us. Now, who is grabbing whose land? That is my question to Mr. Hayab. Who is grabbing whose land? And again, to be able to find solution to the current problem bedeviling Southern Kaduna, to be honest with you, that indigenous settler dichotomy has to be discarded. Because one, you cannot just refer to someone that was born in a place, whose great-great-grandparents were born in a place, a settler. I see no reason for that. If you go to other places like Zaria, where I studied, I know of so many Christians from Ikara local government, so many from Sabangari local government, using indigenous of Sabangari local government. And I have never had any political, religious, or community leader calling themselves settler. In fact, there are many places in Zaria, like Usasa. If you go there, it's 99% Christian. Their churches, their shops, their houses are there. If you go to Sabangari, there are many Christians there. If you go to Palladan, I know of a place in Palladan called New Layout. The whole place in New Layout Palladan is dominated by Southern Kaduna Christians, and there is nothing like intimidation. But we in Southern Kaduna have been witnessed a lot of carnages. So I'm just appealing to we, the youth, to discard, to do away with, any provocation by politicians, because politicians are the brain behind lingering Southern Kaduna crisis. They believe that is the only way to get them out of political wilderness.
All right,
they
thank
believe
you.
That is the only way for them to for them to get political appointment or whatever. That is why they are, inciting youth to take law into their hands.
No, thank you very much.
The earlier we understand, the better for us. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Zango, that's been a very brilliant presentation. I've tried to get Magaji Ayok to unmute. So if you're able to unmute yourself now quickly, otherwise we pass on. I've called them Manasseh Silas before. I think I have.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, who is speaking now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, quickly, please. 30 seconds.
Yeah. My name is Magaji Ayok. I'm glad to be part of this August meeting. Let me put it that way. I'm proud to say that my in-law, I'm married to his younger sister, Balazaka, is here. John, my brother, is here. And Hayab and Dr. Maikudi, Alhaji Maikudi, with due respect, I am the son of the late Magaji who was incarcerated with Zamani Lekot. And I want to respond to this by saying that all we are saying that history should be neglected, and everyone calling for peace, everyone calling for a solution will never bring solution. First and foremost, growing up, I had an elder brother who grew up, who entered the Nigerian police force at the age of 21, and he was posted to Funtua. He spent his life, all his years in Funtua as a police officer, and retired as a police officer. And this man was never, at any point in time, his children were looking for, requesting to get indigenization from they had to come back to Southern Kaduna to get that. Never for any reason or for once were they given the opportunity to be called sons and daughters or people of Funtua. And here we are, with someone coming to tell me that he's not a settler. I stand to be corrected. My father died at 135 years, the oldest chiefdom, the oldest village in Achabla. He was removed, his son took over and became a district during McAfee. And then only for this government to come and remove him from the throne. And then here we are, telling ourselves that history should be removed. Do you think that can work out easily? Until we look at ourselves at the faces? Because my children will need to know my history, they will need to know my story, they will need to hear from me what my father passed on to me. Fortunately, my father was a custodian of the sword of chieftaincy in Ajamla. And Nura Zango asked a question. I believe if it's from Zango, he knows my father's house. It's a very notable place. Nura Zango asked a question that they inherited, they have been there for 500 years. That is his own narrative. I have my own narrative. So if everybody decides to go to his own narrative, do you think it will make everywhere start? To Alhaji Maikudi, with due respect, you are an elder statesman. Some of your comments are, as an elder statesman, as a fatherly figure, we are only coming when you call the Southern Kaduna people lazy people. Will it be right to say, you said your mother is from Southern Kaduna, will it be right to say that your own mother was a lazy person? No thoughts intended, sir, with due respect.
All right.
I don't intend to hurt you.
All right.
Just a candid opinion. Just a question. Will you be right to say your mother was a lazy person?
Okay.
That is my contribution for now. I would plead, sir, to the moderator and to the organizer of this program that we should please have another opportunity to have this talk, so that by so doing, we will have a solution to this problem. Thank you very much for the audience. God bless you.
All right, thank you. To the rest of the people who are raising up their hands, please, I don't know, I'm not sure we will be able to call all of you now. Our time is up. Thank you very much. We will call on our two guests to make their final comments with these two questions in mind. One, why has it been difficult for the present governor, Nasir El-Rufai, to, someone mentioned, governor said he will not speak to Sokapu people. I heard that in one of his interviews recorded, that he will not speak to the Sokapu leadership. Why has it not been possible for the governor to reach out? What are his impediments in solving the current problems? Why has it been difficult for him? And two, what do you recommend? What will you advise the governor to do now, Governor Nasir El-Rufai? What, if you meet him now, what advice will you give him? Say, Governor, this is what you will do now to sort out this problem. We start with Alhaji Maikudi, please, with these two questions in mind. I think you are still muted. And please, Dr. Hayab, start now to mute yourself so that we wouldn't waste time when we get to your turn. Alhaji Maikudi, please, you are still muted. I think, okay, I'll ask you to, all right, 1 second. Let me, okay, I understand. Where are you? I think I'll have to ask you to unmute. Okay, unmute yourself, please. Sorry. Very good.
Thank you very much, moderator. I want to thank you for the efforts you are doing to shed more light on the program. We have learned a lot from listening to various commentators and contributors. We want to say a big thank you. And first and foremost, I want to make it clear, I'm a citizen of Federal Republic of Nigeria by virtue of my being a citizen of Southern Kaduna. I do not come here as a spokesman of government.
Yes, we know. No. Yeah.
Government had its own spokesman.
No.
Government can be reached on their own.
I'm sorry. No. My question is, okay, take it this way. If you meet Governor Nasir El-Rufai now, what advice would you give him as the solution to this Southern Kaduna crisis? Let's just take that one.
Yes, I would tell him, Your Excellency, the governor, please continue with the effort you have started to resolve Southern Kaduna problems. I knew that you have set up a peace commission under Barrister Priscilla Akut. Please make sure that the peace commission is well-funded, saturated with competent staff, using international best practices to make sure that this conflict is resolved, number one. Number two, I knew that you have been able to lobby the federal government to create, for the first time, a forward operation base for the Nigerian Army at Ngorumi Road in Kapancham. Please lobby the federal government for the development of a full-fledged barracks for rapid response, so that the security architecture in Southern Kaduna will be boosted to be able to protect the lives and property of the people. I will also thank His Excellency for nominating prominent Southern Kaduna sons and daughters into federal appointment. We have Hadiza Osman Maazu from Jaba. She is now a federal character commissioner, the first woman in the history of Southern Kaduna. We have Gideon Zamani from Lere local government, is an SA to the president in the office of SSG. We have Abdullahi Mekano from Sanga, who is admin officer in the presidential villa. And then at the state level, we also have commissioners like Idris Inyam, We have Samuel Arwang, who used to be the spokesman. So I will thank the governor for what he was doing and pray for God to guide him and ask him to do more so that everybody will be satisfied, will see the efforts being made, and then to be able to appreciate it and support him. And the door of the government should be opened to all citizens that wish to engage the government. But I knew some people choose to go to media houses. Me, I am talking for the 6th time in the media. This is the 6th time I'm appearing on video. But if you go to YouTube and Google, what you will find from the other side is over 100. I don't know why the little I have said has become so irritating, but I have accepted the offer that we are assets with all humility, and we have a role to play in building peace. And if there is no peace, I will be a biggest loser, because I'm not only a citizen, I'm a stakeholder, I am an investor, I have running enterprises, I have employees. Even now when private schools were closed, we have to struggle to get money to support our staff because schools are not in session. Parents are not paying school fees. So every investor is conscious of his own safety and the safety of his own investment. What I am saying is that the matter should not be politicized, should not be run on the pages of newspapers and in the TV stations, although they are necessary. But if somebody go there and give his own side of the story, he should expect that there will be reaction from the other side of the community. Why I used to say they and we, Southern Kaduna is diverse, is complex, multi-tribes, multi-religions, but we have common humanity. And what we need is a bridge between the divide of ethnicity, the divide of religion, and the divide of social classes between the rich and the poor, and the bridge between the political divides, so that under the umbrella of the common humanity, we can hold ourselves as brothers and sisters, and then build for peace, which is critically needed to rebuild the social lives of the people, to restore the economy, and to help the people to live in peace and prosperity.
Thank you, sir.
This, we pray to God Almighty to help us achieve this in our lifetime.
We thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Dr. Hayab, please. What if you meet Governor El-Rufai now, what are the suggestions you will give him as your solutions to this Southern Kaduna crisis?
Thank you for having me again. First, I think everybody who has been following the challenges in Kaduna State can bear as witness that El-Rufai as a governor has been acting very biased. So if I see him, I would tell him that as a governor, and particularly on the basis for which we supported him, is that we believe that he had done some good in Abuja, treating people nearly, fairly, and equally, that he was going to do the same in Kaduna State. If he can go back to the drawing board and be that kind of person, then we would have had a better situation. At least maybe this crisis would not have escalated to this extent. The other thing which I will tell him is that I will suggest to him to engage Southern Kaduna People's Union, SOKAPU, and engage these Southern Kaduna elders that he normally comes out on, that he came on the media the last time and said that they were actually collecting brown envelopes from him. Now, I think, these kind of things can actually set instead of decreasing the tension, they sort of increase the tension, and that is unfortunate. We have very prominent people in this part of the country, the Southern Kaduna people, like the likes of Bishop Hooker, who is well known internationally. I do not think that they have been involved in any form of discussions with the governor, which shows that the governor is not very open to listening to our people. One thing that is clear about Southern Kaduna Crisis to me is that the crisis has little to do with religion, but whenever people bring up the matter,
yes, you have said. Yes, you have said that. Let's quickly.
So that is one thing that it has to be recorded, that the world should know that it's actually something that has to do with our ethnic origin, culture, which is different from their own culture. And the only way we can live together is if we all respect each other's cultures.
Yes, Dr. Hayab, you have said this before. Can you please concentrate? Just in a few words, what exactly will you tell El-Rufai to do?
Yes, so I would tell him first and foremost that the Commission of Inquiry or the White Paper Committee that he has set up in Zango must look at colonial records and look at, because this crisis in Zango happened during colonial times. I've read a number, and one of it is that the blame by the colonial government, I think that crisis of about 1922, put the blame on the Hausa society that was in Zango. So first, Zango crisis is one thing that needs to be settled. And I think the way to settle Zango crisis is to look at it squarely and know that, yes, the Zango people have lived there for some years, but not 500 as Nora tries to claim. That should be corrected, because this is where I think we continue to go back to our vomit. If we follow things as they are, they will help us. So the Commission of Inquiries that is working is just looking at 28 years, commissions from 1912. But there are Commission of Inquiries that work on the Zango crisis from 1900. At least in 1904, there was a military station that was established in Zango by the colonial government because of the crisis there, 1904. People can check that record.
So in other words, this crisis has been with us for years.
This crisis has been there for a long time.
So thank you. Well,
the reason it has continued in Elombah, I would tell you, is that the truth that should have been done to ensure that whosoever is wrong is punished according to the provisions of the law is what has never happened. Right. After colonialism, then we started having Nigerians who will not look at something in the eye and say it. As a person, maybe as a finality, let me say that if you listen to me, some of us who do not know me, I am never a bigot. I do not care about a person's religion. I respect everybody and their religion. I can drive my friends. I used to drive them to the mosque and wait for them until they pray, and then we drive back. That is not the issue. The issue is that we must learn to live together. We must learn to respect each other and learn. This is the only way that we can guarantee a safety Kaduna state, and then the issue of economy and every other thing that we have lost over the years of this crisis will be back to us, and we have a peaceful community.
We thank you very much. Alhaji Maikudi, unless you have any brief response to, otherwise we have, unless you have any further response to some of the issues he has made. It's been a very, very brilliant discussion. I think
just to say thank you.
All right.
For being an objective platform for bringing all of us together. And we have taken note of all the comments, and we wish to say a big thank you. As some of the members have suggested, please keep on with the good job. Invite other persons, let them give their own perspective. This is a platform for which you can harvest objective participants that can support the peace building process.
Thank you.
It is like different perception. Like 6, when you put it, if you are on that side, you say it's 9. If somebody is on this side, he say it's 6. So when you bring people to the table, they will listen to the perspective. Like I didn't know that some of these issues have to do with that era of 200-300 years ago, which I didn't know, and I was not consulted, and I was not aware, and I knew it was a global phenomenon. It happens in different parts of the world. So may God help us to bring peace in Southern Kaduna. May all those who lost their loved ones, may God calm them. May he give us peace ambassadors among our leaders that will not join the bandwagon of controversy and the propaganda, so that they will come and do the actual peace building as it has started by their Royal Highness, the Pope Ham and the Aguatiap. These are our role models. If I have a new child, I will name him after the Aguatiap for breaking the ice of initiating dialogue within warring communities for the first time. Thank you very much.
Well, we thank you very much, Alhaji Maikudi. Thank you very much. It's been it's 3 hours now, isn't it? It's 3 hours now we've been here discussing this subject, so I will not keep you any longer. I've been very, very, we thank you very much for gracing our platform and being with us tonight, despite your busy schedule. Dr. Hayab, thank you very much. You always travel a lot, but you made sure that you are static at this point to be with us. Also, thank you very much. At this point, I think I can now allow our guests to go, but there are still people who insist, who send me a private message that they still like to say something. So if any of our guests want to leave, please, you are free to leave. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. I'm very, very grateful for having you on our platform. Alhaji Maikudi, thank you very much. Dr. Hayab, thank you very much once again. So if any of our guests want to leave, please, you are free to go, but I will still want to record what people who send me private messages say they really, really want to say something. But if everybody wishes to go, please, you are free to go now. So I have, who sent me that message? Oh, I think he's left. Okay, Madaki Abednego, can you unmute yourself? Mr. Kasim, you can unmute yourself. Shuaib Muhammad Rabi, you can unmute yourself. So just make your, let me record, let me hear what you have to say, and also I guess who wish to stay further can listen to your points. And then Austin, you can unmute yourself too. Let's have what you guys still have to make as a comment, while any of our guests who wishes to leave can leave. Madaki Abednego, please. And comrade, I think there is one comrade who sent me a private message that I'm not fair. I'll not be fair if I don't allow him to talk. Comrade Danla de Bois Hassan, is he still here? He sent me a private message that I will be unfair. Comrade Danladi, please, you can unmute yourself. I can't even see you. Comrade Danladi Hassan.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time taken to discuss this issue that is so germane. And I want to take it from the angle of one of the guest speaker in person of Mr. Maikudi. However, I'm not really directly speaking to him, but I'm just sharing my own opinion. You see, first and foremost, for us to have peace and live as human beings, as God created us, we should live with one another. If you are going to live with one another and you don't respect his person as an individual, or don't respect such a person as a group of people with their culture, definitely you didn't have crisis. Take for instance now, you are in UK and you have a piece of land in UK. You reside there for 100 years, and now you want to become, or you want to become the prince of monarch. There, what happened? You mean you are trying to create a kind of disharmony and create challenges here and there. So if somebody who comes to you and you give him a piece of land and overnight he wants to dominate you, wouldn't you have crisis? And that's exactly what is happening. You come to me and I give you a piece of place to stay, and then you want to dominate over. And I equally want to take off on Magaji Ayok, who says some people lives in Zaria, in Funtua, and today they cannot be given indigenization. They have to come down to their local government, to be precise, Jama local government, or Chukun local government to obtain indigenization. And you that you come to southern Kaduna, take for instance, you come to Gonglan, a Fulani man or a Hausa man who come to Gonglan and stay for 100 years, and he want to be chief of Gong. You know there's going to be crisis. Therefore, the best way out is for you to live there, enjoying what you are enjoying, develop what you are developing, and don't insult in their own tradition, in their own culture. And by so doing, you will live peacefully.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Hassan, please, Comrade Hassan.
Yes. Okay.
Say, for instance, now, Nigerian Constitution allows me to live in any part of Nigeria.
Yes.
And enjoy the same equal rights with any other resident in that area.
That's right.
And I have now lived in this area for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years.
100 years.
100 years. Will you accept that I should have the same rights as any other person, whether he has lived there for 1,000 years or 500 years or 200 years? That is, in other words, if the other person who has lived 200 years aspires to be the emir or a chief, will I, who has also lived for only 100 years, do I have the same rights to also aspire to live there as emir or chief? What do you think?
That is the lacuna. That is the lacuna we are talking about. The possibility of it is near zero. You cannot have that because you come, and the culture there will not permit you, because you don't have. That's why I gave you the example of being in UK and you want to be the Prince of Wales. Is it possible? Of course, invariably no. And I want to take you. You don't. If you come to Southern Kaduna, or a Southern Kaduna man who is in Zaria or Kano cannot aspire to be even a common Meongwa, that is just local chief. He cannot.
Not the emir of Kano. Not someone who can I go to Kano and live for 100 years?
So that is, and if you stay there for 200 years and you want to be an emir of Kano, it's not going to be possible.
But I can aspire to be the governor of Kano State, but not the emir of Kano. Is that what you are saying?
That is on the political aspect of it. Yes, it is it's understood. But in the traditional aspect of it, it's not.
Okay.
So that is where the challenge is. Now, a Fulani man, okay, I'll give you a typical example. I am close to 60 now. So I have a classmate who is a Fulani. I want to speak to you that I am a victim of Fulani attack in my village on the 15th April 2017. My house was a floor of bullets in my village.
Why?
Where they kill?
Why would? Okay, first of all, why would you undergo such attack, and how are you sure who the attackers are? I'm only asking. I want to know.
I really do not understand. I cannot say this is the reason behind that.
Okay.
Why was that on that fateful day?
Okay.
And why I am saying what I am saying is that the perpetrator of that act, I am telling you today, he is still walking freely. I am telling you, it's not as if I am quoting somebody, but I'm telling you exactly what it is. He is still walking. I can even mention his name to you right away. And I can even tell you where he is, right? Because invariably when he was noted, he left the village. He is not in the village, but we keep seeing him around.
Why was it difficult? Why was it difficult for the authorities to apprehend this person and deal with?
That boils down to the statement of the present governor today. He said he went around, he picked, he even compensated some. So if you are a leader or a governor who's supposed to govern both Muslim, Christian, non-religion, traditionalists, and then you are taking sides, it becomes a thing of a concern.
All right,
and that is where the lacuna is.
Okay, let's listen to other people as well. Who, Usman Damba, okay, I think you've spoken before. Okay, Shuaib Muhammad Rabi, please.
Well, sorry, let me just comment for you listening to me this evening, and for giving me the opportunity, because I was already burning. I was going to hold you responsible for not allowing me to air my piece of mind. Thank you very much.
All
Have
right.
a nice day.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Shuaib Muhammad, are you speaking? Hello, Shuaib, go ahead. Shuaib Muhammad. Hello. All right, Shuaib Muhammad, it appears you are not with us anymore. Okay, Austin, go ahead now.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I want to, applaud you for this very important platform that you've created to discuss the Southern Kaduna issue. Although I was shut down, but I still stand by my words, by my comment of what I said the other time. I stand by it. No apologies to anyone. Moving forward, just to make a reference to what Maikudi said, that people were being attacked when crises are happening somewhere, especially at, along Kaduna Abuja Road. But he should have also remembered that people were also attacked along Kaduna Zaria Road by Marivan Jos. So if we are going to be going back and forth, but my advice to him is, he has appeared on national TV recently, quite a number of times. He should speak like the elder he is, because the way he speaks sometimes doesn't help matters. Okay, he has mentioned what he has done in Southern Kaduna. Fair enough, but I mean, if you have done good things over the years, and then you wake up one morning, within 3 hours, those things can be destroyed. So what is the essence? What is the essence of doing those things in the first place? And I will also want to remind him that I cannot today, as someone from Southern Kaduna, load a trailer with pigs, go to Makarfi local government, just look around, find the land, and just dump them there. That's my new farm. It's not going to happen. Those pigs are not going to destroy alone. I will be destroyed as well. So these are some of the things we're talking about. We're talking about justice. Yes, the Constitution allows every Nigerian to live everywhere, to live in peace and flourish. But why is it that some people, I will use the animal farm. Why is it that some animals are more important than others? If you want me, I'm happy to live with everyone. I've got a lot of Hausa friends visit me here in London. They pray in my house. I don't have any problem with religion. I believe in God, and I don't expect anyone to interrogate me any further. Okay, I have a lot of Hausa friends come to my Muslim friends come to my house. Last Salah I celebrated in London here. We celebrated Salah, even though it was not a public holiday, but I created time to go and celebrate with my brother, who is from Kaduna as well. So sometimes some people don't want to hear the truth, and they tend to misinterpret it when you say it. But I think the first path to peace is for us to look at ourselves and tell ourselves the truth. Because now in the scheme of things concerning this Southern Kaduna killing, there are the terrorists, there are the bandits, and there are the reprisal attackers. So I mean, if I'm going to make peace with someone, I should know who I'm making peace with. Why the person has been doing what he's been doing. Is the person ready to stop what they're doing? Things like that. And again, during the peace treaty, whatever, we didn't see the victims there. They are the cardinal point of any peace. The victim should be well represented. Okay, that will serve as a closure to them. They need a closure. So someone cannot just wake up overnight and go and make peace on behalf of the victims without them being there. And again, to the governor of Kaduna State, I mean, it is glaring. He has said quite a lot of things, but I mean, well, he can think that he's punishing the people of Southern Kaduna, but I mean that would make the peace process very much more difficult. Okay, he has been biased. He has shown his body language, his utterances, everything has shown some kind of bias stand in this issue. And again, his treatment on Southern Kaduna people. Maikudi mentioned some people that have been appointed to government. These are people, permit me to say, these are people the people that look the other way round when Southern Kaduna is going down the drain. So, as far as I'm concerned, Southern Kaduna has not gotten justice under the leadership of Nasiru El-Rufai. Southern Kaduna has not. And I with his body language and everything, I do not think, except if God intervenes. So he needs to take a different approach to the people of Southern Kaduna. And I want to give him a very important advice. The only one single umbrella body that represents the people of Southern Kaduna is not a particular traditional ruler. It's not a particular community. A lot of communities have been attacked in Southern Kaduna. It is the Sokapu. The Southern Kaduna People's Union are the only people trusted with the mandate to make peace, to broker peace on behalf of the Southern Kaduna people. So I think he should rethink his steps. Thank you very much.
Hello.
And I want to appreciate again that.
Hello.
I want to appreciate you once again.
Hello.
That you've been doing a very wonderful job, and I want to encourage you not to relent in your effort. Thank you very much. That's all from my side.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah, is that Austin? Thank you very much. I didn't know I was muted. Thank you very much. Then let's listen to Usman, please. Austin, thank you once again.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Usman Dambala.
Hello.
Who is Austin? Hello.
Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Yes, permit me to ask the last speaker question, please.
Please, before you, please unmute that person. Let me speak. You have given me. I'm standing. You are giving me the floor.
I don't know who is speaking now. Please let me identify who is speaking.
I am Usman Dambala. You said Usman.
Okay. Usman Dambala is speaking now. Any other person should wait, please, for his turn. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the floor once again. We must be honest with one another. If we are talking about bringing peace to Southern Kaduna, it has to be holistic. It has to be all encompassing. Every stakeholder must be bring to the table. When one group says it is not in embracing peace, until certain things are met before we come to the table to discuss peace, then we are not ready to discuss peace in the first place. So you are giving instances to Hausa land, to Makarfi, Zaria. Some people are giving instances with Makarfi, Zaria, and then the rest of them. We are not civil servants that came to Southern Kaduna in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 50s. We didn't come to Southern Kaduna in the 50s. And we are not responsible for them not being given indigenous form. Let me ask, a number of Southern Kaduna indigenes were attorney generals to the Kaduna State and Minister of the Commissioner for Justice. What did they do in respect to that? We are not saying that they should be denied the right of citizenship anywhere they are living. Just as we are living in Southern Kaduna, we should, our history dates back to hundreds of years. So we are not the same with those who went there and sat for them. A lot of things were said. Like the last speaker who has spoken, he said if he has accepted observations and corrections, he should have moderated his language and say sorry. I expected that would have been shown the spirit of sportsmanship by bringing us again back to this table to come and deliberate further. But he said he has no regret. He has said this. He has said this. He has this. This is not sportsmanship. And he is the leader of the Southern Kaduna in Europe. It's unfortunate. It's uncalled for. The next issue, sir. What we are saying, if we all accepted that there are a number of reasons that the crisis is a complicated one, there were religious crises, there were ethnicity riot, there are bandit issues, we should be able to separate them. We should be able to separate them. We shouldn't take revenge on those who didn't know what happened, what transpired, and who were not part of the problem.
Hello, I'm sorry. Can I make a clarification, please? Can I make a clarification? I am not the leader of Southern Kaduna people in the diaspora. I'm not the leader. I'm not the leader. No, I'm not the leader of Southern Kaduna people in the diaspora. Okay. My name is Austin Ingham. I'm not the leader. Okay.
Okay.
Just a clarification.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Thank you.
But if you are in diaspora, how do you get to know what is happening in Southern Kaduna? It's through media. Are you there?
It's okay. Please, let's allow. I'll have to use everyone again. Let's allow Usman Dambala to finish.
Excuse me. Do you want? Why are you looking for trouble? Why are you?
Sunusi gave his own account. Each individual is to give his own account, personal experience. We wouldn't have time to discuss peace. Some of these things we must shed our sword. We must be able to embrace peace and say this is what we are discussing. I believe Southern Kaduna has elected representatives from councillors to senators representing Southern Kaduna. And I believe the ethnic tribes in Southern Kaduna are the dominant, and mostly almost 98-99% of them are Christians. If it is so, why can't they come together, embrace all? It is a record that whenever a Muslim, Hausa Fulani Muslim communities were attacked, these representatives do not speak on their behalf. It is sad, it is unfortunate, it is uncalled for. But whenever the Christian ethnic tribes are attacked, these people will stand in the state and National Assembly and say all sorts of things. We are totally condemning the killings. Let's come together. If we continue to say our own experience and narrative, we are all victims. We are all victims. So everybody has his own experience. We are privy to videos where our people are being killed, are being maimed in day broad light. Unfortunately, the attackers are hidden. Some attackers are hidden. And we cannot say where they are. Somebody gave an example, sir, to be fair to all. If you know that you saw an attacker and you know who he is, why can't you use the security agent to arrest him? The police, the security agents in Southern Kaduna are dominantly Christians. So why are we apportioning them to them? And so they are our own brothers, dominantly Christians, predominantly Christians. So why can't we ask them to arrest him?
Okay.
Why?
All right.
Why? So some of these issues, if it is personal narration, in fact, it's going to trigger some people to keep saying, this is what is it, this is what is it, this is what it is.
Okay.
I love this, my brother saying he celebrated Salah with one of his friends. I have my friends who are Christians, who came up together, who we school together, who are working together. We still celebrate ourselves, we still exchange goodwills and whatever. So for us to go back and be discussing some of these issues, definitely what we'll be doing is that the level of understanding we have achieved, we will be losing it by telling our own personal experiences and narrations. So many people have words to say. What I'm calling on all of us is, If we are for peace, we should embrace peace. Southern Kaduna has the elected representative in government. Southern Kaduna, there are traditional title holders. Southern Kaduna has development associations, including Sakapu itself. Why can't we all come together? Why can't we all come together, sit down, discuss, analyze these problems, and then we have people who
Let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this question, sir. Do you see?
Go ahead, sir.
Do you see the inability to achieve peace in Southern Kaduna as a failure of government, a failure of the political leaders?
Sir, the problem cannot just be assigned to the failure of the political leaders. In fact, not only political leaders, some of our traditional leaders, we could assign it to some people with ill motives. We could assign it to also some people who have political ambitions, because some of these things, when we assign politics to it, it is like today, it is like today that the crisis is starting, or started just recently. It started long years ago. We are discussing decades of violence in Southern Kaduna, about 4 decades. So why are we limiting it to present administration?
All right. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right.
But in another way, in another say, you can say government have failed to bring to book the perpetrators.
Exactly. So, well, that is partly what I mean, because if the government has consistently punished people who commit crimes, then other people will be deterred from doing the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, or wherever you come from. That once you commit a crime, you will be punished.
And so let me make this point. Our diversity, when you go to the north, it is mainly houses. When you go to the south, down south, you discover it is either the south people, the Igbos there, the Yorubas there. When you come to the central Nigeria, where some people refer to it as middle belt, you discover that it is a combination of all that are there. So for us to live together, we must be able to understand who are we and what is the nature of our environment and why are we there, all of us together. And we must respect one another.
All right, thank you.
I think, sir, I want to advise that there should be limit to discussing our experiences or our problems. Okay. Rather, I feel that what are the way forward that we should come to table. Some people appreciated the contributors. They felt that there are more of them in Southern Kaduna. Southern Kaduna people have attained almost every height in Nigeria, and even in the world, sir. So there are more of them who can sit down and broker peace. I think we should be seeing and discussing that, not again bringing out our personal narrative, our personal experiences to this matter.
All right.
So submit, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kasim, Gali Kasim, please.
Thank you, our host. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, and I appreciate you for your kind gesture. And to all our distinguished speakers that spoke eloquently, Dr. Hayab and my brother, Comrade Sanusi Maikudi, I really salute them. Thirdly, I want to start by making an appeal for caution and restraint on both sides. Issues like this, they are generally combative by nature. Issue of disagreement is natural in human history. All of us as human beings, whether we are Christian, whether we are Muslims, we should all believe that we are coming from the same one creator. I'm happy that today in this our fora, we have a respected son, Chief Femi Falana, and the woman that called from Osun State. I would like to give a vivid example of certain incidences of violence that has predated even the one in Southern Kaduna. For instance, we used to hear about the Ife Modakeke crisis. We used to hear about the Aguleri and Omuleri crisis. We used to hear about the TV and Jukun crisis. But no one of them has descended to the level that we are trying to wash our dirty linen in the market, in the public places. Please, our common sense of humanity should not delude all of us. Agreed, it has happened. No one can deny the fact that it has happened. We are all human beings to agree and disagree. but I want to align myself with all the speakers that spoke from both sides that alluded to peace, I repeat, to peace. If you are a Christian, it is stated in your holy scripture that the blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall become great in the kingdom of God. If you are a Muslim, the literal meaning of Islam simply means peace. I want to let credence to what Comrade Sanusi made, for instance, that in 2017, the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue organized a kind of peace dialogue in Abuja for both Christian and Muslims. I happen to be one of the participants, and I thank God the chairman of Kaduna State Peace Committee, Priscilla Ankut, was in that dialogue. At that time, she was, if I have not forgotten, the deputy to the host of that get-together, that they want to see how do we end this so-called unfortunate crisis that has tried to elude our common sense of reasoning as human beings. In that gathering, we were told what happened in Kenya. So many declarations were made. The Madogashi Declaration was signed in 2001. The Garissa Declaration was signed in 2005. The Gamba Declaration was signed in 2011. The Malindi Declaration was signed in 2013. Boma Hotel Declaration in 2015. Tana One Declaration in 2016 was the one that came to bear. Why is it that they didn't fail to say, okay, if this peace initiative, this peace effort has failed, why can't we make another move? And I'm happy that Zaka and one of the speakers that spoke eloquently said that we should start by making Dr. Hayab and Comrade Sanusi as our champions of peace. But to me, I want to tag them as apostles of peace. Because why is it that day in, day out, whenever we are together, maybe in Lagos, in Abuja, in Kaduna, all of us will live in peace? That is not what our parents and our forefathers have set as an example to us. We as elders, what kind of legacy are we bequeathing to our own children and children yet unborn? I want to give an example, for instance.
Please,
my father,
start rounding up, please. Start rounding
excuse
up.
me, please, let me round it up. Yeah. I want to give you a good example. My father of blessed memory happens to be the leader of NEPU in the First Republic. He contested for councillorship in First Republic for 2 times, and he has been winning the election. At that time, all the Christians and Muslims come under the same banner without any segregation or whatever. The present emir, the present chief of Marwa, is a close friend to my late father. My brother, who is the Naibul Imam, the deputy chief imam in Kafanchan of today, all his major friends, Honorable Mekaya, Let Husseini, all of them during Christmas, they send food to him, and during Salah, he sent food to them as well. So why is it that all of us today, especially some of the contributors that are trying to cause brainstorm or to cast aspersion, honestly, it will not take us anywhere. My appeal is that please and please, there is nothing like peace. Without peace, you as a Christian cannot go to church. Me as a Muslim cannot go to mosque. All this falsification and distortion of history will not solve the problem. That is why a renowned scholar in Bayero University, Kano, Professor Shehu, of blessed memory, he used to say, reading history is good, likewise writing it. But between the two, there is what we call historical concoction. So please, Mr. Daniel, as our host, please, you have started on a very good footing. Don't allow this program to end abruptly without any fusion. You have started and you have achieved a lot. Please, I think it is high time we should look on how to propose solution to this intricate, intractable, and hydra-headed problem rather than to compound the problem. Thank you. I make my submission.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your wonderful contributions tonight. It's very, very well appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Madaki Abadnego, please. Quickly.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm on now.
Please, can you limit whatever you have to say henceforth to only 3 minutes? Let's round it up.
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity to also contribute to what is going on. I am also an indigene of Southern Kaduna, but even though I live in Lagos. Now, for the way forward is to get to either Zonkoa or Kafanchan. Get in touch with those Yoruba people that have been there for, in fact, many of them I I grew up to meet them. And there are many Igbos in Kafanchan. Let us ask them, how have you been living in peace in southern Kaduna and nothing has happened to you? We'll be able to know why they have been living in peace with us. And it will also help, others to learn how we can live also peacefully with them. My prayer always is to see us live in peace in southern Kaduna. It's just like a marriage. If the husband is saying there can never be peace in this house and the wife is saying there can never be peace, the two parties will suffer. And that is what is going on in southern Kaduna. And also, I want to talk about the governor. He has a very big role to play. I remember in 2015, I supported him so much because I believe with the experience they had in FCT, I was going to bring that to bear in southern Kaduna. But something happened in 2019 after the election. Immediately after he won the election, there is a forum of southern Kaduna people, in Facebook. Now I saw some people making comments that thank God that El-Rufai has won, that this Arna will suffer now, that is going to deal with this Arna, and not just one person, not two people, not 10 people, and so many people. Now I begin to ask myself, what is happening? Is it that something is playing on that I don't understand? But immediately after that, we start seeing all these things coming to play. So, and with the way he's talking now, will make many of us begin to think that, oh, this thing that these people were saying is actually true. So please, the governor has a lot to play in this conflict going on, in this crisis. He has a lot to play. And I will advise him to please, act as a governor for all and see how you can bring peace between the two parties. My prayer is to see peace in southern Kaduna, and that's all I've been praying for. We have been living here in Lagos without us. I've had reasons, to stop, to stop the houses from being maltreated here. I've seen there was a day a guy was going with wheelbarrow and he fell on the gutter. I had to stop on my car and help him out because I see him as a brother. That is how we should live.
All right.
Thank you very much, please.
We thank you. The last three speakers, Magaji Ayok, Bashir Idris, and Issa Mwazi. Please unmute yourself and make your contributions quickly. Let's call it a day. Bashir Idris,
Okay.
please. Yes. Okay, Magaji, you have, yes. Magaji,
Hello.
Bashir Idris,
Hello.
Issa Mwazi, please unmute yourselves. Then Magaji first.
Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
No, we are listening to Magaji now, please. And then after him, Bashir, please.
Okay. Thank you so much for once again an opportunity to speak. And I appreciate all contributions. And everybody seems to be talking about peace. But I keep saying this. You see, we were in a class while in school, in primary school, and one of us farted. And the pungent smell and the offensive smell that came, everybody was shouting, oh, who did this thing? And everyone was saying, the person that did this thing, may God punish him. And the person that did it was also saying, may God. Over and over is this. We are not telling ourselves the truth. And there's one thing I've realized. At any point in time in life, that sons of a particular father have a meeting and they come out smiling. They come out shaking hands. The reality is that we will tell ourselves, look, so people existed before this person came. But that is not the issue. Here we are as brothers. Otherwise, see, we can talk here on social media. The people that are
I think we are losing.
killing anybody, please hold him responsible. The government, the law should take a stand and punish him for it. But I want to say it, the more we keep saying this person is, this religion loves people.
I think your network is failing now. Let's listen to
Being a royal, settled together. In fact, at some point, when my mother is cooking and there is no salt, she sends us, please collect salt from this very particular woman, who is a Fulani woman. And we will do that. When she also has a need.
Okay, your network is failing us. Please, so that we don't, we have heard you. Thank you very much.
Children to my mother.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now, these people that they said, we will not. I just passed my.
Hello, Mr. Ayok, your network is failing you. So let's listen to Bashir Idris, please. Quickly unmute yourself, Bashir.
Thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Yes.
My name is Bashir Idris. I live in Kapanchan, and a typical case scenario of crisis in southern Kaduna, because my house was burned about 4 times to ashes, and even sustained injury during that crisis. I can testify that, actually. My question is to Mr. Hayab. When he made his narration the other time, saying that the things that ignited the 2011 crisis is because of the call of prayer around 10. So let him go and look at the data there. Actually, 2011 crisis started from Zogwa, not Kafanchan. And look at the narration. And he refused to mention what happened in Angori Miranabao. What happened in Emako, there were roadblocks. People were killed there. He didn't mention that there, that information. Look at how one-sided in narration. That's why we say whatever we're going to do, let's tell the truth. Don't be one-sided. If your people did well, appreciate them. If they did wrong, tell them. Secondly, the issue of Sakapo is a lopsided organization. That's why the governor cannot say, we need to sit down with them. Whenever there are crises in Kaduna,
let me point out something. Sokapu, if you say it's a one-sided organization, of course, they are meant to represent a distinct set of people. So why wouldn't the governor speak to them? Hello? I don't know whether you understand my point.
Well, what I said that because the composition of science, I didn't get to ask.
Go ahead.
I said there are House of Planning are not in Sokapo. Are we not part of Southern Kaduna? And why is it when a Christian is killed, they come out and condemn it? When Muslims are killed, they don't come out and condemn it. They are one-sided.
My question is, I'm not trying to, stop you from giving your opinion, but I want your take on this. If the governor said, okay, Sokapu represents a group of Christians, let me also invite an organization that represents a group of Muslims so that everybody is represented. Then he speaks to them generally. What do you think about that? Instead of simply saying, I will not speak to Sokapu. Seeing that Sokapu, I understand, is the legitimate organization representing a set of stakeholders in Southern Kaduna. What do you think?
What I'm saying, Sokapo, they are a Christian, can represent this Christian organization, and the government do meet with them and discuss with them.
Okay.
Because by the constitution of Sokapo, they are saying for Southern Kaduna.
Okay.
That's what they are saying. But by their action, they are not representing the Southern Kaduna people. They are representing one-sided people of Southern Kaduna.
Okay.
Because for Christian organization, the government do meet with Khan and JNI.
Okay.
Have I answered your question?
Yes. Okay, I got your point.
Okay, those people, the last speaker, Mr. Austin.
Please round up in 1 minute.
He made a statement about Sokafu.
Round up in 1 minute because
there are other organizations. We have the traditional institution, the religious institution. He's in diaspora and he's making comment about Southern Kaduna. Somebody in Lagos making comment about Southern Kaduna. So let's be sincere to ourselves. People that are not living there, they only sit down in Abuja, in Lagos. When there are a crisis, they go to media. They are not doing justice. Like I tell you, I'm a live witness. My house, 4 times my house was burned to ashes. So I can say a lot of things on the crisis of Southern Kaduna. But people live other areas. They didn't come. They only shout. People are protesting in Lagos. People are protesting in Abuja. Well, the reason are suffering in Southern Kaduna. Is that realistic? So actually, we should look at those areas. Because what they are saying, as my colleague mentioned, the issue of this crisis, there are a lot of failures in leadership, both traditional, religious, and political. All that aspect, there are a lot of failures. We need to strengthen those areas. When this area is strengthening, economy and or is more closer to the community than somebody in Abuja or commissioner will talk because he live with them. He know who is that person. He can be able to say this to other people. But most of them, they live other area. So if we strengthening the traditional institution, right from Angwa to Dageti, district head, and the chief, actually we can achieve peace. And our religious leaders, let us say the truth.
Yes.
Look at one statement.
Okay, sorry, let me take this point now and then ask this question, and then all of us will use it to round up now.
Okay.
Someone sent me a message and said, what about the civic society themselves forming an independent organization comprising all the disparate groups? Because if a group, for instance, say, no, the government is biased, and people say these people are biased, what about the civil society? Each of the notable stakeholders come together, form their own independent organization, start this conversation, agree within themselves and said, okay, all of us, Muslims, Christians, government, this is what we have decided you will do to solve this problem. Is this something that's achievable? I don't know whether anybody can address those who are still here. Usman Dambala is still here. Austin is still here. So, okay, Bashir, okay, let's take you first on this topic. Yeah. Is it possible?
The civil society, they have a key role to play. But some of the society are doing top-bottom approach instead of bottom-top approach. Do you get my explanation?
Yes.
You need a bottom-top approach. But sometimes they are doing, instead of bottom-top approach, they are doing top-bottom approach. Because right from a small cluster, you can be able to identify the issues. There are areas in Southern Kaduna, there are no issues. They live in houses fine. They live with Fulani, there's no issue. Because they sat down with them, discuss with them, agree with them. But sometimes when you want to make a bigger cluster, you cannot achieve. Let's start bottom approach, the civil society organization, and let's cluster our discussion. We can be able to settle our differences.
All right.
So this is my thought on that aspect.
All right, thank you. Okay, Usman Dambala, okay, what's your take on this suggestion as well that Bashir has addressed? Yeah, what do you think?
My take on this is that the civil society can come in, but first and foremost, the communities must agree to live in peace. The communities must agree to live in peace. By agreeing to live in peace, the civil societies can come and then lead us toward what we think may be a summit. And then from the summit, we are likely to come up with resolutions and see to the implementation of those resolutions. Thereafter, we sign a peace accord. I think it is strategic. Not just the civil society it has its own role to play. Like some of the NGOs that were mentioned, they are civil society organizations, both domestic and foreign. So they can come in. But we must agree to live in peace as communities first. Then have a peace.
But almost every speaker here agrees that yes, we have been living in peace. We want peace. So I think it is a given that everyone living in Kaduna wants peace. But I think
that is what it is.
So is it
benefit from it? Except those that benefit from the crisis, that give it certain connotations or meaning attached to it, except that those who benefit that doesn't want the crisis to end. Each and everyone wants to live in peace, and we are ready to broker peace. But communities must agree to live in peace. For instance, a member of the SOCAPO organization was at the Atta peace agreement, but he came back and wrote and disassociating himself from that agreement. He was there, he sat down. You see, we must respect, we must honor certain things, and we must give respect, we must allow peace to come in. His paramount leader has called for peace, and he said he came and he wrote and he disassociated himself with that he was there because he was invited and he was not allowed to talk. What are we telling the world? If we continue, if there somebody from the Hausa communities go back and write and say, no, we didn't agree with what is there, will there be peace? Will that be achieved? So
right.
we must be able to at first agree that we want peace.
Okay.
But not just to say it on the social media, we must be seen working toward achieving peace as citizens of Southern Kaduna.
Mr.
Daniel.
They are to a summit.
Mr. Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Yes.
As an addendum to what they have said with regards to your question, what is key is sincerity of purpose on both sides.
Okay.
If we are sincere and God-fearing, that is number one. Number two, like the way government is trying its effort to end this intricate and intractable hydra-headed crisis, there should be a lot of sensitization on the part of government. They should sensitize people a lot. Our traditional rulers and our religious, that is clergymen, they should all fear God, because some in the public, they will come and preach peace. Whereas if they go back to their community, they said another thing, meaning they are talking from two sides of their mouth. So that is why at the beginning I said, if we have sincerity of purpose on our both sides, fearing of God on our side, that yes, as Christians, as Muslims, we are ready to embrace peace, definitely it will be achieved. And I want to suggest something, Mr. Daniel. Now that you are able to get our respected son, Femi Falana, why can't he be a champion, the one that will be at the forefront? Because if somebody is seen to be biased, maybe it's one-sided, like the way you are able to anchor the program today, everybody will try to say, you are not fair, you are not this. So let us have somebody, a no-nonsense lawyer that is known, that is Femi Falana. Let him be among the people that will champion the cause of bringing, we, like me, all of us were stakeholders. We are part and parcel. If we are going to tolerate one another, we are going to respect one another, we are going to accommodate one another, irrespective of our tribe, ethnicity, religion, or whatever. Definitely, when we come with the fear of God and that sincerity of purpose, definitely peace will be attained.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Now, finally, Austin, what do you think about this suggestion for an independent person or an independent NGO that can harness all the disparate groups in Southern Kaduna together, independent of government, no government involvement, just the civil society coming together and say, the way we are talking now, we want peace, sit down, hammer it out, fashion out a solution, then go to the state governor and say, this is what we think you will do now to get peace. Is it possible?
I believe that is possible. But again, one factor is, would that be accepted by the government? Okay, because for government to accept any suggestion, because this is not, this will not be something that would be compelling on the government to take. So it would be advice-based. So it depends. Government will go through all the investigation, the solutions. So it all depends on the government if they are willing to take that on board. But again, I want to say something to Kazim. In terms of Sokapu executive is being elected. I have a question for you. Have you ever contested a position within Sokapu and you were not elected? Secondly,
do I answer the question?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Answers to that question, sir. We have answers to that question.
I have another answer. I have
let him finish.
Allow him to finish.
Allow him to
I have another question for you.
Let him learn.
Let me learn now. Then, Baba, I just want to make a clarification that I'm fully aware that that Sokapu member you are talking about that attended the meeting, he didn't attend on behalf of Sokapu. He answered a call from his paramount ruler, and that was why he was there. So let's get that clear. I mean, yes, a lot of people, like the way you, Kazim, you just called now, that Femi Falana should intervene. Some people said, okay, Maikudi and Hayab should be champions of peace in Southern Kaduna. Yes, they can do it, but it's all down to the government if they are willing to take it on board. So that's where, at the end of the day, if the government is happy and willing, has that political will to take it on board and implement it to the letter, because we have, you know, Dan, you know that we have several committees in Nigeria, so many committees, but at the end of the day, they will do their work, government will waste resources, and then it will be the outcome will be confined to the archives.
Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question before.
Mr. Daniel, let us answer him. Let us answer him, Mr. Daniel.
No,
he raised a question.
Okay.
And he mentioned my name, even though there is a mismatch. I was not the one that mentioned about Sokaku.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. If you're not the one,
I will still answer. You see, Mr. Austin, I'm happy that now you are talking. Unlike the way you started before, when you are trying to cast aspersion, but now you are talking as a gentleman. I'm happy the way you are talking now, with decorum, with respect. So, if Sokaku, for instance, is an association of Southern Kaduna People's Union.
People's Union. And you are from Southern Kaduna?
Southern Kaduna People's Union. By that acronym, ordinarily it should have been an all-encompassing for all the tribes in Southern Kaduna, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim.
Where are you from? Did he say Southern Kaduna Christian Union?
Excuse me, it didn't mention Christian. It just says Southern Kaduna People's Union. That's what Sokaku stands for. Excuse me, allow me to learn. When you are talking, I didn't interject, even though I was not the one that made that. So, Southern Kaduna People's Union, that's the meaning of that acronym. So, by that, it is expected of them, because the former chairman of Sokaku was trying to extend an olive branch by saying the Hausa Fulani, being a stakeholder, being part and parcel of Southern Kaduna, they should be part and parcel of that Sokaku. But the present leadership are the ones that are trying to make it to come and contest and
okay, I think Mr. Kazim is having.
Let me tell you, Mr. Austin, in addition to what my elder brother has been saying.
Hold on, let me learn. Secondly, Mr. Austin said if the state government is sincere, I want to tell you they are sincere, even though I'm not their spokesman, because by setting that peace commission, initially it was headed by Bishop Idewu Ferron, that respected clergy Christian man. Now we have Priscilla Ankut. My friend happens to be in that. That is Dr. Saleh Momole. Believe me, if the governor is not sincere, he will not even contemplate setting up of that commission. That is number one. Two, for him to set a committee headed by a respected retired general, Martin Luther Agoy, you understand, to look at the various submissions, that is the white paper that were set up on the various, because now the Daniel is making that if government, the question he asked Dambala, do you think that government is responsible? Because if they are bringing people to book to serve as deterrent, do you think there will be a repeat of the crisis? Yes, the present governor, based on what he said, because he's somebody that has done it when he was the FCT minister, he has done it when he was in BPE, and now he has done it in Kaduna State by saying, I'm going to transform the state, and he's transforming. I'm not holding for him, but I want to believe, let us give him the benefit of doubt that the problem is surmountable. He has the political will and all the wherewithal. If we are going to cooperate with all that we should give, sincerity of purpose, cooperation, tolerance, accommodation, respect, believe me, and we have somebody, a dispassionate somebody like Femi Falana. You can even bring the cooker you are mentioning. We bring Imam Kabir Qasim. We select equal number of people from both sides. Let us sit down like the way we have an independent arbiter now, Mr. Daniel, the host. Let us look at it dispassionately to see where we have wronged ourselves. We apportion blame to people that, yes, they are wrong. And whosoever that is found liable, he should be prosecuted. That will serve as deterrent. If we don't do this, history and posterity will never forgive us. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We are now coming to the end of the.
I haven't said that, sir. I haven't said that. I think Mr. Austin have said something again. You see, we are the people of Southern Kaduna. Are we ready to live in peace? if we are ready to live in peace, we can force the government to come to bring us together. If we work together and tell the government, for instance, what is the position of SOCAPO to the entire peace initiative achieved by the paramount ruler? Has the SOCAPO identified itself with that peace initiative? If SOCAPO have chosen to identify itself with that peace initiative, we will celebrate it, all of us. But SOCAPO is here to make a declaration to it. It has disowned that it has not been invited, so it is not represented. So are you telling me that the chief of SOCAPO is over and above the paramount ruler? Who is desirous of making peace in his own land? So please, Mr. Austin, I'm coming. So please, when we are ready to broker peace, as citizens of Southern Kaduna, we will certainly come together. People of repute are mentioned. Thank God, even in the appointment of Peace Commission, it is not one-sided. You can listen, you had the name of the personalities mentioned. So those people, and again, if we have commit ourselves to peace, whoever it is, the governor will be so happy and glad because he has development plan for this region, for the zone. But yet, due to non-peace insecurity, they cannot hold. So we must come together.
Before he goes to Southern Kaduna, tell him to go to Sabo on television and go and start the development there. That's
Look at
No, it's the truth.
Why are you trying to do like this?
No, it's the truth. No, you are saying that this is what it is now. No.
All right. I think hello. I think
he has been in office for 5 years.
Hello.
We are talking about for 5 years, not project.
I think thank you very much, everyone. It's been a very
You can't say the governor is honest. He is not.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hello.
The governor is not honest in any way. He is not honest.
Continue, Mr. Daniel.
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much, everyone. We have stayed here for four complete hours now. I thank you all very much for coming. It's been a very, very wonderful engagement. Hopefully, we'll get the conversation going. The powers that be are listening to us and are hearing us. It is everyone's wishes from what we've had tonight that everyone wants peace. Therefore, I think it requires political will, honesty of purpose, and dedication and patience. Peace will not come overnight. It requires a lot of hard work and patience to bring everyone together. So once again, I thank you all for coming tonight, and we will keep this conversation going and we'll let all of you informed.